It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview the Goldsboro Strike Eagles FC social media and graphic design manager, Ulises. How are you doing today?
Doing great, man. Before we start, man, I just wanted to say I appreciate you having me on this podcast. And it's always I've always wanted to be on the podcast, man. So it's a pretty cool experience.
Thank you. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to work in professional sports?
Yes, so a year ago I created a soccer fan page on Twitter for fun. Um, and seeing like the engagement and grow day by day, like followers, retweets, all types of engagement. I think I realized like, yo, this is actually pretty cool. I kind of want to like get more into it. So I got a little bit more into it. I started doing giveaways on it and my page started growing. And like in less than a year, I got to like 1,200 followers. And yeah, I was like, yo, I actually want to do this. So that's when in January, me and my friend were talking and he was like, hey man, why don't you reach out to a local team? So I did. And that's how it pretty much started.
What was it like to get the job with the Goldsboro Strike Eagles?
It was pretty fun. Honestly, when I reached out to Goldsboro Strike Eagles, I didn't think they were gonna respond because I didn't know like if they were like cool about it or not. But yeah, they were actually really cool. I met up with Coach Yak at the complex to discuss a little bit about what I would be doing, and from there, just I met up with the former um social media guy after the meeting with Coach Yak, and he just gave me the little rundown of how things work and some tips. And after that, that's pretty much like how it how it started.
What is it like running the social media for the Goldsboro Strike Eagles?
It's actually pretty fun, man. I enjoy it. I think I enjoy engaging the most, like just having fun with it. I think the most important part for me is being creative. Um, it's fun though because most of the time I'm like thinking about what to do. Well, what's my next move? Even if I'm outside doing some cardio or I'm playing a game system, I'm constantly thinking. So it keeps my mind busy. It's very multitasky, but I enjoy it the most.
What are some of the roles and responsibilities you have running the social media and graphics side?
Okay, so as the social media side, I think uh, the most important part is trying to build that community fan base. When I first took over, I wasn't really like paying attention to that aspect. I was just like, okay, well, let's see what I can do to make this fun. But now, as I'm progressing with it, I think my role right now is to build that community fan base, get people to go out to the games, and for the graphic designing part, I think my responsibility is just to to just make it look neat. I think it's important to have a, a good design. It catches the eye of people and it makes it look very professional.
Of course, can you talk about what the process is like designing the graphics?
But yeah, man. So I use Adobe Photoshop to do my designs. I'm still kind of a newbie to it, man. It's hard at times, but so really, I think when I open up Photoshop, my first thought is like, okay, well, what's the design going to be for? So, for example, if it's for a home game, and I'm gonna make a design of like how much the tickets are going to cost, what's going to be at the game. Of course, I try to make like a design that'll go with it, make sense with it. You just don't want to make a random design with the random information on it. So I think the first part of graphic designing is okay, what's the design going to be for, and then go on from there.
Of course, what is the process like? Do you have a 24-hour time span or is it like 2 days in advance?
Honestly, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of my designs just come up right there and then, man. Like if I have that thought of like, yo, I need to create this, I get on my laptop and start designing. So I think I need to be more. I need to do better with like my time frame schedule. I think it would help me a lot. But yeah, sometimes it's just right off the bat, man.
What is the process like of running the social media for a semi-pro team?
I think the process is so as a semi-pro team, you don't really have that much um attention. Some people just see it as, oh, it's just a semi-pro team, but I think the process of running the account right now is making people seem show them that we're legit. We're here to grow, um and overall just show them that we're on social media, show them that we're like a family friendly team. Or we like to engage with the community, and I think we're all about the community. Really, we really want to grow Goldsboro, put Goldsboro on the map. So I think that's the process of the social media right now, is just still keeping it grow.
Of course, can you talk about what it's like on the road running the social media at away games?
Yeah, so I kind of I enjoy road games a lot, man. So on the way to games, I usually have my laptop on me, and I just turn my hotspot on my phone, just doing like the quick designs I need before the game starts. But most of the time on road games, if I know I need this, I will like do it in advance. So like some of the designs. So when I get to the away games, I already have them ready, upload them. But I think the fun part about the away games doing social media is getting honestly, well, I enjoy like the traveling because you get to see new stuff. Um, but what I'm trying to figure out, like what really do I enjoy the most about away games, and I think I would say I don't know, man. I enjoy having fun with it at the away games. It's really hard to tell, man, because like this whole thing what I'm doing with Ghost Bro, it's kind of like one of the best things that's happened to me, honestly. So every bit of it, like away games or home games, I enjoy it. I pretty much kind of keep it the same, but it's just different in the aspect of way of like just having to use my hotspot and stuff.
Of course, can you talk about, do you already have presets made like with the different players? So as soon as they might score a goal or something, you just say goal scorer, number, and stuff?
Also, honestly, I don't. So I kind of want to make a design in the future where I have like players like design for every time they score a goal, I can just upload it. But as of now, I just have like a goal template, and so when they score, like I I get on the Twitter or Facebook and Instagram, type it in fast goal, and then just tag the player in it.
Can you talk about what the process was like creating the GIFs of the Goldsboro Strike Eagles?
Yeah, so I kind of got the idea from all the professional clubs, and I kind of thought to myself, it'd be pretty cool to make like a GIF for the Goldsboro Strike Eagles. So I got on Spark Post, and I just kind of keep it simple as to like the same design we were using. So I used the same background and everything, and just really added like the motion text effects to it to make it stand out a little bit. But it wasn't too much into like the gifts. I think I want to like do a little bit more of it though.
Of course, have you seen it being more popular with that?
With the gifts,
Yes.
yeah, I think people kind of enjoy it. It's because when you're scrolling through Twitter or when you're like clicking on an Instagram story, most of the posts are just your basic normal still tweet or picture. So when you have like a GIF, it kind of like eye catches the person when they're scrolling through the phone or computer. So I think yeah, people do enjoy it the most. So I kind of need to get more into it.
Can you talk about the balance between, of course, running a social media for a sports team and also having that like personal life?
Yeah, so what I'm trying to do is get better at my scheduling, like I said before. I think the cool thing about running the account and my personal life is like the cool thing about now is we have phones. So like I can easily tweet on the go. Like if I'm out in public and I need to tweet something, I can tweet it. So if I know I'm going to be busy, I already have this stuff pre-made. So if I'm just in case I'm out in public or doing whatever, I'm already set. All I gotta do is upload it right then and there. But I think I have plenty of time for my personal life as part of the social media. The thing about it is I really enjoy the social media part. So I don't mind taking some time out of my personal life to focus on the social media, even if it's late at night, man. Sometimes it's at 12 in the morning and I need to do something. I'm there, I'm doing it.
Can you talk about, of course, what the challenges are? Like, I know personally for me, it's hard to flip that switch off. Like, after I finish work, it's hard to flip that switch off. What about you?
Yeah, it is hard, man. It is. Especially when I'm graphic designing. Like if I do a graphic design, I'm like, okay, maybe I should take a little break and get up and do something else to refresh my mind. But man, I love to learn, man. So yeah, it's really hard turning that switch off. Or when I'm doing like social media posts, like okay, I'm like maybe I'm overdoing it a little bit too much. I need to relax and maybe come back a few hours from now and tweet again or post or whatever on Instagram or Facebook. But yeah, it's hard to turn that switch off, man. Especially if you're a person that likes to learn and you know that every project you do, you get better. So that's my mentality. So it is hard to turn that switch off, man.
What is it like running the social media, managing like all your comments and discomments?
So so far we haven't had much discomments, which is a good thing. But I wish we had more comments coming through and the more engagement. I know we're on Twitter, we're getting a few more retweets and likes, but I just want I'm trying to build that fan base to where like people actually like quote our tweets or comment under the tweets. So I was actually doing social media for the first flight league, the league that Goldsboro plays in. I was doing it for a while, and that on that page we did have a few discomments, and there's times where these comments kind of like it kind of like bugs you, right? Especially if it's like your first time doing this. But over time, I kind of learned was like, well, you can't really please everybody. Especially, Coach Jack told me that he was like, hey man, if you ever feel like discouraged about people saying whatever about the post, like just remember you're the social media manager. You should know what you're posting, and just you can't please everybody. So that's kind of something that stuck with me. So I'm okay with it now.
Where do you find your inspiration when it comes to the graphic design side and social media?
So I found my inspirations from two clubs in Mexico. They're professional soccer clubs. One of them is called Pumas, and the other one's called Morelia. I kind of like study what they post, their designs. So I kind of get that ideas from them, and just kind of like remix it to my own, make it kind of look unique for the Goldsboro Strike Eagles. So yeah, I can't take full credit on like, oh, I get my inspiration by myself. But yeah, you inspiration I get them from those two clubs, especially like the Twitter from Morelia. That's where I get a lot of my inspiration from. And for the graphic designing, I get a little bit from the more of like the Pumas side.
Of course, with that, do you also get your inspiration from the major professional club out in North Carolina, the
The
North Carolina Cougars?
North Carolina FC. I honestly I haven't really like done my research with them. I scroll through the Twitter sometimes, and sometimes I see like the North Carolina FC Twitter is kind of just they're kind of like very like professional in the way they tweet, and I like to lean towards more like the creative fun side. So that's why I kind of like uh if I see like a soccer Twitter account that's very fun and creative, that's where I kind of like gravitate my eyes towards, because I know I can get a few ideas and then make some of them my own.
What is something that you learn now that you didn't know before starting in the social media side and then the graphic side?
Oh man, it's a lot. So something I didn't know was patience is a big key, especially in graphic designing. Um, when I first started graphic designing, I thought it was gonna be easy. You know, you open up Photoshop and you kind of get shocked because you see all like the layers, the brush tools, everything on it. So, and at that time, I was like, I felt the need to be like, you know what, man, I really need to do this. I need to perfect it right now. And that would kind of frustrate me until I finally realized, like, yo, you know, cool down with it, be patient. You know, not everybody that wants, that everybody that's doing it professional level was once a beginner, just like you. So that's what kind of like kept me like, okay, well, I need to be patient with it, and just put your time, your hours into it. Like there's some nights where I would stay up until like 3 in the morning just designing. So I think what I've learned the most is patience, man. And for the social media, like helping the followers grow and engagement, just being very patient with it. You just don't want to tweet randomly. You got to tweet what you know might get you a few likes and a few retweets, and go on from there.
What advice would you have somebody looking to run their own professional social media for a professional sports team?
Man, I say if you really enjoy um, multitasking, being creative, I think you should go for it, man. It's a it's a it's a it's a job that keeps you very occupied, man. If you're willing to be creative and multitask, you should go for it. I think man, I'm trying to think what advice I should give, because I know when I first started, I didn't really have much advice. I kind of had to learn on my own. So yeah, I think you should just go for it. If you're creative and multitask, go for it. I think, yeah.
What advice would you have somebody struggling to balance, of course, running a social media page
Mhm.
and running your day life?
Yeah, so the advice I would give somebody is like, okay, maybe get like a sheet of paper and set down your schedule. So personal life. So if you have like a part-time job or a full-time job, um, if you have kids or whatever at home, you know, try to make a schedule of like, okay, so from this time to this time, I'm going to dedicate my personal life to this, and from this time to this time, I'll dedicate my social media or graphic designing time towards that. I think once you balance your schedule out, you should be perfectly fine.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you at on social media along with the Goldsboro Strike Eagles FC app?
Yep. So I have my Instagram. It's at Ulises Ulysses and then BLM altogether. I also have a design page. It's on my bio. So if anybody wants to see my design page, it's on my bio. The Goldsboro Strike Eagles. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We also have a YouTube page, but the YouTube page isn't so active, so I'm gonna try to start uploading more on there. Um, but yeah, on the Goldsboro Strike Eagles Football Club, that's the Facebook name. On Instagram, it's Goldsboro Strike Eagles together, and on Twitter, it's Goldsboro Strike Eagles FC, if I'm correct. Oh man, that's bad, ain't it? I don't. I'm on it so much, man. I haven't really seen the username like that. But yeah, just growing more social media platforms if we can get more community behind us, man.
That's amazing. Thank you again for your interview and best of luck in your future with the Goldsboro Strike Eagles FC running their social media.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Like once again, man, I really appreciate you having me on this podcast, man. You don't know how much I've been wanting to be on a podcast, man. This is like I can check this off my bucket list right now, man. I really appreciate it. And you keep up the good work, man. You'll be big one day, man.
Thank you. My pleasure. You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again for your interview and best of luck.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, man.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.